Good morning. How are you?
Good.
I'm so excited to talk to you about Bigger. It's hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
One of the things that came to mind as I was watching the pilot episode is how Tanisha, you break the fourth wall. You are actually addressing the audience.
Yeah, that is. It's like in the vein of like Fleabag or Chewing Gum. And I love both of those shows so much. When I got the audition for it and I saw that my character was doing that, I was like, I have to get this job. Like, I need this job in my life so bad. It's so fun to do, like, these crazy, insane things and then look to camera and be like, hey, guys, but, like, it's like I play two roles. I play, like, the role for the actual character in front of her friends, and I play, like, her internal voice, like, outside the camera. So it's really challenging and fun.
Well, it is. It goes back to, as much fun as it is, it goes back to Greek tragedies and Greek comedies where you have your chorus around you explaining to the audience, all of the emotions that are going into what you're thinking.
Yes,
right.
Yes. Very that vibe. It's really cool. I honestly never thought I'd get to play a role like this. So every time I get to watch an episode, I'm just like, oh my God, that's me doing the thing. Like, really, I'm getting to do this.
Chase, it's got to be a boon for an actor to be surrounded by such talented people. How is the cast?
Oh, to be honest, that's probably the most rewarding part because they make you step up your game every day. They challenge you. They encourage you. We were all shooting in Atlanta, so they were your support system as well. So the characters in our show, I like it because it highlights every part of it. So if you feel like your character isn't getting this part out, you look right across and there's another character that is definitely expressing every part that you thought that wasn't going to get displayed to the world. So that's the one thing that I love because each character I think encompasses either some part of you or some version of your life. So that's probably the most rewarding part of seeing the characters and working with the talented people because you end up getting the best out of yourself.
Now, Tanisha, this is a sex romp, isn't it? It surrounds itself with the physical and emotional things that surround love and sex.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because, like, I was like, oh God, there's so much sex. And I usually don't do things that have a lot of sex in it. But this story is about a woman figuring out her own agency in sex. Mm-hmm. So I think it's not like, oh, look at all this girl sex. Like, it's not, like, gross. It's very, like, oh, what do I like doing when I have sex? Or what do I like being done to me when I have sex? Which is not a thing that women are encouraged to think about, especially, like, as you get older. It's just like sex is something that's done to you, essentially. Like, it shouldn't be that way because that's not the way men approach sex. So we should get to enjoy sex, too. And I love that our show is bringing up that conversation. I think it's a conversation I would love to see more in TV instead of just seeing, like, girls' boobs bouncing up and down in sex scenes. I would love to see women being, like, communicating with men about sex more.
What they like.
I think guys want to know what women like, too, to be honest. I hope you guys do.
Some of us need to know.
Well, it does show the balance between, the sexual drive, but it also shows the balance between love and maturity.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with all of us, I think, like, love friendship-wise and also love relationship-wise. Because, like, in your mid-30s, it gets a little weird.
And then the fact that somebody passed, I think that you value those relationships.
You're like, where am I in my life? Because, like, what if I die, too? Because that guy randomly died. Mm-hmm. Like, we were just sitting there having brunch, and we're like, this guy died, right?
Right.
Now, both of you, do so many different things. Are you thinking about hopping behind the camera a little bit during this stint on Bigger and maybe directing, writing?
I, in my head, wrote the first 3 episodes already, and I talked to Felicia, who's our show creator, and she was like, that's great. Like, give me scripts. So, I would love to write an episode if we get a second season. I already kind of started, so.
I would love to direct the other characters, if that's what you're asking. I would love to tell the other characters what to do.
Well, Tanisha, you were in one of my favorite all-time shows. Rachel Bloom is a dear friend of mine.
Oh, God.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is amazing.
That was another job where, like, I auditioned for it, and I was like, they're not going to book me because I can't sing or dance, but this is cute. And then I got the call that I booked, and I was like, what? And they were like, oh, yeah, and it's not just one episode, it's two, and it's the season finale, like, arc with the main character. And I was like, get out of my face. I don't believe this. I went in for the fitting, and I was like, what is happening? I'm on a show I love that's, like, critically acclaimed. And everybody's so talented. Like, at the table read, I was watching Rachel sing. Everybody was singing all their songs fully at the table read. It was like the table read for A Star Is Born. Like, they were like, we're on. It was gorgeous. I mean, everybody on that show is talented, and it was just cool to be around them and just soak up their little talented energy and try and bring it to my next job.
Well, I think we live now in a new golden age of television where
Yes.
Studios and networks like BET and the others, you're allowed to do a lot more stuff than you were even 5 or 6 years ago. What a beautiful time we live in creatively.
Very true. Very true. And I think having the more outlets, I think it lets us hear more voices.
Yes.
It gives, I think, a larger chance for diversity. The voices that we don't normally hear with all these streaming services, I think that we definitely get to hear more. And I think with BET Plus, we get to absorb the Black experience, and that's from the past all the way up to the future. From the Martin all the way up to, the brilliance of Tyler Perry, Tracy Oliver, and Will Packard. So I think that these streaming services are really shining light on life.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it also gives you more depth and more layers for characters to develop.
Yeah. Also, I feel like being on streaming, it's like the networks aren't on top of you, so you really can they let you tell a story the way you want to, or I should say the way the showrunner wants to. Because our show, I don't know how it would live on a network the way it is. It's very edgy.
Right.
And it's very, like, true to life and interesting. I don't think there's another show like our show on TV at all. And it's not just the Black experience. It's all the different layers and all the different people in the Black experience. It's like you're like your crazy cousin, but then like you're really like stuck up aunt, and it's every part of the Black experience.
Right. In a bigger world that we live in, because I think that we all live in this world, but we don't acknowledge that we do.
Yes.
And I think that this is a great presentation to show the diversity in every shade, color, complexion of whether that's the class part, as far as where you see yourself work-wise. I think how you view yourself as a human, where we are with therapy, where we are with all these different things. I think those voices need to be heard and they get expressed.
Well, as we do that, you're hitting more of a universal theme too. It's not just how can I put it? I mean, I'm laughing my ass off at everything you're going through on Bigger, and it goes beyond color. It goes beyond any of that. It is just funny.
Right.
Congratulations on Bigger. It's on BET. You guys, our time is so short. I could talk to you for another hour.
Oh, we would love to do that.
Well, thank you. I love talking to you, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thanks again for your time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Tony. Have a good one.